Hey guys, I'm Madison Mary and welcome back to my channel. Today I have my very first unhaul for you guys. So I'm doing a lot of pre-filming at the moment. I have no idea when these are going to be coming out because I am moving at the end of May, beginning of June. So I have to pack up all of these books, which I'm not looking forward to. But in the process, I've also decided to go through and unhaul a bunch of books because, let's be real, there are books that I have that I'm probably never going to read. And so I decided that's it. Let's go through them, let's figure this out, and that's what I've done. So I have two stacks of books. I have a stack of finished copies and a stack of ARCs, but I'm going to start with my finished copies. So I'm not going to go into detail about what these books are about because what's the point? I'm getting rid of them. But I will say why I'm getting rid of them. So let's start off with Mistborn and the World of *ᴛᴡɪᴛᴛᴇʀ by Brandon Sanderson. I already own these in the really nice UK editions. These are my dad's old editions that I just have, so I'm just not gonna keep them. The Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu was sent to me by Penguin, and I don't know, I read the first chapter. It wasn't something that I'm really that into, and so I'm just not gonna read it. I'm not that into historical books, so this is not going to really work out for me. We have Horimiya Volume 2. I already own this. I bought this as a second copy to give to a friend who I was then no longer friends with by the time I was going to give it to them for their birthday, and so I've had it for like 3 years since then and I just want to get rid of it. Infinity Saga by Adam Silvera. This is a signed Fairy Lit edition that I will be getting rid of because I have no interest in it. This was a second book in the Fairy Loot and I was much interested in the other book. A Pack of Blood and Lies. This is a werewolf book that I also got as a second book, I think in a Fairy Loot, and it did come with like a signed book plate, but it's not something that I'm actually interested in, so I'm not going to keep it. And then we have Marksman, which I read, and I just thought that it was way too slow when I read this. I read it 3 years ago now, and I've held on to it just in case I did want to read the second book, but it's just, it has such a pretty cover, I didn't want to get rid of it, but I didn't like it. We then have All Once in Future by Amy Rose Capetta and Corey McCarthy. If you guys have watched any of my videos, you will know that I gave this a 2.5 stars and then I DNF'd the sequel, so why would I keep on to this edition? It is a gorgeous Illumicrate edition. It's library bound, so like this is the cover, and it is signed by both the authors, but I didn't like the book. I'm gonna try and sell it, so that's that. Then we have Mirage by Samaya Dutt. I actually really like this book, but I already own it as the Fairy Lit edition, so there's no need for me to keep on to the Owl Crate. We then have House of Salt and Sorrows and $10,000 in January. I didn't like this. And I was a Book of the Month by affiliate when I chose this book, and I'm just like, I didn't like it, I'm not gonna keep it. And then I haven't heard great things about the $10,000 January from friends that I have very similar reading tastes to, so I'm not gonna keep it. I have an Owl Crate edition of Amber in the Dusk. This seemed like it would be sort of interesting, but I got this at a half-price bookstore for like $5, and I was like, ooh, Owl Crate edition for $5, I'm gonna buy that, and I'm not interested in it, so I'm not gonna keep it. We then have Love from A to Z. I got this for free at a convention, and I'm really not that interested in it, so I'm not gonna read it. Same situation with The Infinite Noise. The guy who was trying to get me to pick this book up was it was really sad, and so I felt bad saying no, so I said yes, and I took it. And then we have Love Boat Taipei. This is another display copy that I got at a convention, and I've just been seeing really, really bad reviews for this recently, and so I'm just not gonna keep it. Enchanté by Gigi Trillise. I read this when it came out, and I didn't like it. I had a lot of expectations for this. I finished it, and I was mad at this book. It's one of my most disappointing reads of 2018, I think. We then have The Lux, which you guys know I gave 1.5 stars to, so that should speak volumes. We have Clockwork Angel. I already have this in hardback. This is my Australian edition that I've had for a very long time, but it doesn't make sense for me to keep onto this. Same thing goes to my copy of This Lullaby by Sarah Dessen. This is the copy that I first owned and read, but because it was really like, you know, ruined here in the corner and all that good stuff, I decided to buy a new copy of it when I met Sarah Dessen to get signed, so that's that copy. I do really love this book. We have The Perfect Escape by Suzanne Park. This was okay, it was a 3-star read for me. It's something I'm ever going to read again, so I decided to give it away. Sadie by Courtney Summers. I already own this. This is a duplicate copy that I bought for, I forget the reason I bought a duplicate copy. There was some specific reason for it, and then I sat here afterwards and was like, I'm such a dumbass, why did I do that? So Yeah. We have Birthday by Meredith Russo. I got this in an Oluo crate. It has the birthday candle rainbow sprayed edges just on this side, like nowhere else. And I'm just not interested in this. There's a lot of controversy as well about this author, and it's just not something I think I'm ever gonna read. Playing with Matches by Hannah Orenstein. Something. Got this as well at a book event, and I'm just have not heard that great things about this author, and it's not really a book I think I'm ever gonna read. I'm pregnant. Everyone knows my thoughts about this book. It was my least favorite book of 2019. I absolutely abhor this book, and I'm still gonna watch it when it comes out as a movie because I think that's going to be hilarious, but I do not recommend this book, and I only have it in hardback because it was sent to me by the publishers, and I was like, oh god, no, why? I have a spare copy of *ɪᴛᴏᴜ by Tahereh Mafi. I had this as a second copy because when I went to the Epic Reads Day event last year, I got a second copy of this, and then it was signed, so I was like, well, I'm not going to keep on to this edition because it's not signed. Same idea of a duplicate with *C5 by Natalie C. Parker. I'm just keeping it in this at the moment because this is how I received it, in a book box. I already owned it. And then we have another 2 books that I got while I was an affiliate for Book of the Month YA. And that is full disclosure and The Symptoms of a Heartbreak. I'm not interested in either of these anymore, especially since I'm no longer doing the med school thing. I don't want to keep on to this, and then I got this because there was nothing else that month that I was interested in. And like, I'm not going to keep books that I know I'm not going to read. Like, it's just not going to happen, guys. Okay, now we're going to move on to my arcs that I'm no longer keeping. I just recently filmed 2 trial chapters. These first couple are going to be ones that I got rid of because of that. So we have Throw Like a Girl by Sarah Henning, Tarnish of the Stars by Rosie Thor, The Girl King by Mimi Yu, Hero Monsters by Amelia Barube, The Return by Rachel Harrison, The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell, Sophia, Princess Among Beasts by James Patterson with Emily Raymond, The Kissing Game by Mari Hart, Good Morning Disrobe Men's Souls by Nina Renata Aaron, Running by Natalie Sylvester, The Candle and the Flame by Nafisa Azad, The Insomniacs by Marit Weisenberg, You Say It First by Katie Katugo, Swipe Right for Murder by Derek Millman, Whisper Network by Chandler Baker, Keep My Heart in San Francisco by Amelia Diane Combs, and Influence by Sarah Shepard and Lila Buckingham. Okay, now on to just other arcs that I'm not going to be reading. We have The Voting Booth by Brandy Colbert. Soleil read this. Didn't care that much for it, and if she doesn't like something that's political, then I'm definitely not gonna like it. City of Stones and Silence by Django Wexler. I still haven't read the first book in this series, so what's the point of me keeping on to the arc of the sequel? The Gravity of Us by Phil Stamper. I'm just not interested in this anymore. Chosen by Kirsten White. Once again, pick this up. I don't even own the first books. I don't know why I did that. I just saw Kristen White's name and was like, oh my god, Kristen White, I love her. Redemption Prep. I rated this 2 stars. I do have my tabs still in it, so to donate it, I'm gonna have to get rid of them. The Two Lives of Lydia Bird. Not interested in this once I actually knew what it was about. Rules for Being a Girl. Carly from Carly Reads. Abhorred this book, and so I'm just not interested in it anymore. High Risk. Once again, picked this up back when I was still going to do med school, so nope. And First Cut, same kind of thing. It's a thriller that is medical, and I'm just not interested in that anymore. We have The Dib by Alma Katsu. A bunch of people just read this, I think, a month or 2 ago, and it just did not seem like it went over well. Harley in the Sky. Initially, I was interested in this, but I'm just not in the mood for like a circusy kind of coming of age story. It's just not something I feel like reading, so it's not gonna happen. The Last Confession of Autumn Casterly. I know people have read this and they didn't enjoy it, and I can be kind of picky about my YA thrillers, so if it has a general consensus that it's not doing well, then I'm not going to keep it. Plus it has slight speculative aspects to it, and I don't really like speculative thrillers. Aggie Morton, Mystery Queen, The Boy Under the Piano. This is a Agatha Christie as a child book, and it even has pictures and stuff in it, and I just think that it's a bit too middle grade for me. The Happy Ever After playlist. I found out that if you read this, you get spoiled for book 1. I have no desire to read book 1, and I heard that book 2 is not even as good, so I'm just like, well, what's the point? Super Adjacent. It seemed cute, but I thought about it. I don't really feel like reading a superhero book. I don't even watch superhero movies anymore. I kind of overdid it, personally. The Girl from Widow Hills by Megan Miranda. I just have not seen that great of reviews for it, and I'm very picky about thrillers that I physically read. I normally like to just listen to them, so if they're not that great, then I'm definitely not going to enjoy reading them. We Are Not Free by Tracy Chee. It sounded better in my head. This also sounded better in my head. Take Me With You. Julie from Pages and Pens read this, and she thought it was awful, so that means I'm not gonna like it. The Patient by Jasper DeWitt. I think that there were a lot of trigger warnings for this, and so I was like, not gonna happen. More Than Just a Pretty Face, I'm just not interested in this as a YA contemporary. Once Upon a Sunset, not interested in it as a contemporary. Tiny Imperfections, not interested in it as a, it's actually more of like a women's fiction actually. Love Sold Separately, I thought this was going to be a romance book, but it's more about a mystery, and I just don't want that. Honey, Don't List, honey, I don't want to do this. And How to Experience Death for Beginners, I've had this for years. It is so triggering. I had no idea that there were triggers in this for like self-harm, and it was very, very graphic and just messed the crap out of me. So I was like, no, and I don't know why I haven't gotten rid of it until now, but I finally am doing that. And then we have The Woman Before Wallace. This is a novel of Windsor's, Vanderbilt's, and Royal Scandal. I don't know why I picked this up as an arc, but I did, and I have negative interest in it. And lastly, we have Faithless, which is this erotica comic, and I don't want to keep it because it sounded like it would be better than it was, and it really wasn't. Okay, so those are all the books that I just quickly ran through that I am unhauling. There is a potential that I will be unhauling more books at a later date, but as of now, that is the massive purge that I did of everything that I owned, and it really doesn't even look like I've made much of a difference, but that's because like these shelves are like my babies, so like why would I ever get rid of them? Let's be real. If you guys did enjoy this video, please hit the like button down below. If you want to see more of me, please go to my channel, and until next time, thanks so much guys, bye!